Namaste. Good afternoon. Welcome to another live broadcast. Unscripted, raw, unfiltered. So you may have stuttering, you may have lengthy pauses. It's okay. Rather than going off the script and diminishing the authenticity of the message that comes out of me, I have done videos for YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and many other social platforms in raw content. But of that raw content and the unfilteredness, how many times do we don a filter to present ourselves in the capacity of which other people might accept us as, versus embodying our uniqueness? You see, uniqueness is not a negative thing. It's not weird, quirky, misunderstood. Uniqueness is just that, being unique. We're not meant to copy other people, copy their beliefs, copy what they perceive life to be as their statement of belief. We are meant to live a life experience that perpetuates opportunity and potentiality, expand and grow. But as we are incarnated into this world, there's a process that we undergo. And about the age of 4 and 5 is when it really starts taking growth, compounding the conditionings, the expectations, the fears, the identities of our social environment, our familial ties, the way that we behave in a certain way, the way that we might respond to certain circumstances or conversations. Everyone picks that up at a very, very young age because we are all sponges absorbing our energy field. And if you are in a proximity of, let's say it, observing eyes, not so much prying eyes, observing eyes, you are embedding conditional information, energetic information, in the maturation and growth of that child of mind, body, heart, and spirit, and the expansiveness of their energy field. I bring that up because many people today are carrying more than they were ever meant to carry. They take on the luggage, baggage, burdens of other people's energy in whichever form it might be, and instead of allowing it to flow through and releasing it, it comes through and it becomes molded, planted within your soil. And in that soil, with enough like energy nourishing it, it grows. And it becomes what I like to call a living truth, because you project the energy of that from within to your energy field, which is external, culminating the external experiences that come into your physical, now present reality. You might be experiencing mental overload, overstimulation, emotional exhaustion, or suppressed emotions that never fully got their true deserving of expressed through you. Maybe some chronic stress or buildup. Feeling a sense of disconnection from purpose, why you exist. Disconnection from your body. You could be sitting right here and you know your body is receiving this information, but your mind or your consciousness might be elsewhere. Now, when I say that, let me break it down into a little bit more clear component. If you are eating, be present in eating, instead of eating while thinking something outside of eating. If you are sleeping, be present in body for sleep, instead of stimulating yourself with what's going on with work, or grabbing an electronic device for whatever reason. Maybe you are working and you're thinking how much you would like a nap, or is it lunchtime yet, or I have so many to-do lists at home, am I going to get off work in order to do those things? See, none of that really matters in that moment. And the reason why that is because you are not presently there, able to tackle those things while you are physically elsewhere. Yeah? So in the proximity of your physicality, remain present in the moment of what you are engaging in. If you're eating, be focused on just eating. Enjoy what you are eating. Value what you are eating. Honor your body with what you are eating. This is you being present. If this resonates, know this. You are not failing, and you are not broken. You're in a society of experiences where each other person going through their lifeline of experiences or textbook knowledge may render you an energetic signature, also known as an energetic identity, saying that you have this, that you are this. What isn't understood is that the world is moving a lot faster than what your nervous system was actually designed to process. That's why you have a buildup of stress within your body. That's why you have built up cortisol levels in your body. Because as you press something with enough pressure, in whichever energetic form may take its place to do so, it presses on your nervous system. And then you are now in a state of fight and flight, of survival. Even though the situation may not require an act of survivability. A lot of us have been in survival mode for so long that we don't even know how to get out of it. That we just call it, that's the way life is. When reality is, you could choose to embody any frequency that you desire, especially if that frequency is peace, love, support, forgiveness, gratitude, appreciation, or even stillness. All of those qualities are already inside you. If you want that, be in the frequency of that. If the frequency that you are in of that is not elevated, elevate your dialogue, your internal dialogue and belief structure, and you elevate the frequency and vibration in that frequency. You see, my work is devoted to restoring balance. Okay? In balance, there is both positive, negative, light, dark, hot, cold, feminine, masculine, right? But sometimes those scales may be out of balance. And you might require elevating one side of your scales to balance out. You might be in a lower frequency as your normal mode, and someone else might be in an elevated frequency as their normal mode, and they come into contact with you, and they unknowingly, with their energy, bring you up, as you, with your energy, might bring them down into a neutrality of balance. Okay? It's okay to not think the same way as other people think. It's okay to have your own ideas. It's okay to be uniquely you, thinking, feeling, expressing, experiencing through your own body. So with restoring balance, it's not a shock to your system, the methodology of which I utilize, but rather gentle, gradual, safe, and respectful across every layer of your being of existence. You see, I can't do the work for you, but I can give you the guide. I can give you the experiences that I have experienced. I can give you processes, practical exercises, tools, and resources. But at the end of the day, nothing will change unless you allow it. No one can come in and make the change for you. That's your work. Work to be done within you. A couple of modalities I use is, one of them is Reiki. What do you know about Reiki? Not what you have heard of what other people know or think they know about Reiki. What do you know about Reiki? Search within yourself. In fact, close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in and ask within, what does Reiki mean to me? And allow the answer to rise up out of you. When the answer rises up, don't form a judgment. Don't think whether it's right or wrong. You won't know where to begin without doing so. Once it rises to your awareness, then you can take direction. But if you don't know it exists, you can't take direction. It's like shooting darts with a blindfold on, thinking you're hitting the wall, or thinking you're hitting the dartboard on the wall, and realizing the dartboard is behind you instead of in front of you, where you're throwing your darts. Okay? Reiki is a form of energy work that elevates you into your own natural frequency of self-restoring, self-healing, self-regulating, self-balancing. Okay? Whatever that looks like for you is going to be uniquely to you. You can compare and contrast with other people, but you're always going to get a perspective through their lens. What you want is a perspective through your lens. By doing the work with integrity, honesty, and honoring yourself by doing the work. Okay? Reiki supports the release of stress, a reduction of inflammation in the body, detoxification of foreign elements or non-natural elements, and elements that have outstayed their welcome. They've been used for their purposes and no longer are serving you for your highest good. That gets flown out. A lot of times you'll find it through detoxification. Some of the detox experiences that you'll find is mimics that of a cold or flu-like symptoms. It's not a flu, and you're not sick. Your body is actually purging out what you didn't know was unwell within you. But it's coming up to the surface, not for you to be alarmed about it, but to be aware that your body is doing its work. Maybe anxiety. Maybe you experience anxiety or panic since childhood, an unresolved experience that didn't fully get expressed and released. Reiki helps with that. Maybe you have an emotional heaviness that you're holding on to and you just haven't figured out how to be able to let go. Reiki helps with that. Fatigue or energetic depletion, Reiki helps with that too. In Reiki, you are not using your own personal energy. You are allowing universal life force energy that is limitless to flow through you as a channel, to do its work within you and out of you. Reiki, in short, helps your system, your multi-dimensional being self, and all of its intricacies and network of systems return to its natural state of harmony and self-healing. You already have the capacity to self-heal. But sometimes our thoughts of overthinking mind get in the way. Sometimes our beliefs of limitations get in the way. And we build up walls of resistance to the energy that we have been trying to call in to bring us up into that frequency. Reiki requires openness, and it requires permission or consent for a Reiki master, like as myself, or a level 2 Reiki practitioner to facilitate the flow of Reiki to you, which they can do in person or at a distance. Sometimes people battle their thoughts so well that they can't seem to feel like they can receive a Reiki treatment unless it's in person. That's completely fine. If it aligns to you personally as desiring it in person, receive it in person. If you feel that it doesn't matter whether you receive it in person or at a distance, as long as I am open, I'm going to receive, by all means, that aligns to you. You don't go into Reiki receiving a Reiki treatment or learning Reiki to become a Reiki practitioner for someone else. You do it for yourself. Okay? You can extend that channel to others, and you can attune them and initiate them into the knowingness of Reiki flow energy and the frequency of Reiki. But you cannot heal someone for them. You just allow the energy to flow through you that brings them up into their own capacity to initiate their own self-healing. And self-healing looks different to every individual person. Sometimes it's a physical healing element, sometimes it's a mental healing element, sometimes it's a spiritual healing element, sometimes it's the emotional healing element. And yes, sometimes your energy field is filled with energetic debris that you are unaware of, that requires Reiki energy to go to also. Reiki is an intelligent living energy that has no corporeal body. So it cannot be manipulated, it cannot be forced to do something that would cause harm. Reiki doesn't cause harm. Our thoughts is what causes us harm. What we assign value of is what comes back into our experiences in the manner of what we identify as harm. But through Reiki, you bring yourself up into an elevated vibration. Through coaching and conscious mindful coaching, you receive guidance. You receive one-on-one. You receive ongoing support. You receive tools and resources. You receive practical exercises that I have personally utilized, treating my body as the hamster, or the guinea pig, I should say, in which I have applied into every area of my life. Does it make me perfect? No. Just because I am a master in title in the physical world doesn't mean there's not work for me to do. You can be a master over one thing and be an acolyte over another, okay? You cultivate the experience through daily discipline and daily practice. In coaching, I bring some of that in there. I bridge a lot of the tools and resources I have used that has brought me up into the capacity of acknowledging, being awakened, aware, and consciously elevated to discern energy, to know beyond surface level understanding. So in that, we bring clarity, we bring wisdom, and we bring a modern age of ancient sage practices. Some that were hidden, some that have been rediscovered, and some that has been newly developed. You see, our job isn't to stay put, be stagnant. Our job is to expand, grow, fulfill a blueprint that we came here incarnating for, because we saw that we would be the only one in some unique way to make the fullness of position that we incarnated for. What that looks like, I won't know. And your path unravels as you walk. A lot of times you won't know from the beginning, because at the beginning you're going to be playing tug-of-war with your own thought field, your own emotional field, your physical field, your energetic field. But life decisions, they come from alignment rather than pressure. Okay? And just like the facets of a diamond, everyone has their own perspectives. And each perspective can help us in seeing what it is that we hold within ourselves, to determine where a change might be necessary within ourselves to go, or to elevate, or to let go all together, you know. I draw upon tools such as Reiki. I embed Reiki with Phoenix frequency fire. If you will probably be new to that, and it's not the same thing as you might find out on Google or doing a web search. I actually created the processes for this through direct channeling of information. And what it is that it is the alchemical transformation of energy within yourself through conscious, intentional, and mindful practice. I can teach it. It doesn't have symbols, much like Reiki has symbols. It does not require symbols. It doesn't require fancy tools, crystals, sound frequencies, color resonance, or shamanic practices, though all of those can be complementary in the modalities and serve in a positive manner. It doesn't have to be. But it has three fires, okay? I would love to go into the pillars of the three fires of Phoenix frequency fire, but I'm going to save that for another video, or a class that you might bring me out to. only because it goes really in depth, and I didn't want to make this video a lengthy one. But I wanted a little bit of connection. Okay, I already know that whoever is meant to receive this video will receive this video. And there's no manipulation, there's no algorithm, there's no accident, there's no coincidence. Everything occurs as it is meant to occur. And everything will come to light as it is meant to come to light. So even what is held as sacred and in the dark from public awareness will come to light. So be careful if you become oversensitive to something that was perceived as sacred and in your definition no longer considered as sacred. You are sacred yourself. What you do with your body is your sacred practice. You can do it knowledgeably, consciously, intuitively, or you can do it subconsciously, unconsciously, and lack awareness. Your body will respond in kind. Okay? Your mind will respond in kind. Your heart will respond in kind. Your energy field will respond in like energy. But each session is unique because you are unique and you will experience it uniquely. Everything will unfold when it's meant to unfold. Everything in your path, everything in your process to rise up into your highest unique self, expressed self, will unveil itself when it's meant to. You can't rush it. You can't manipulate it. You can't force it. In fact, the more that you try to rush, manipulate, and force it, the more it gets out of your reach. Until you just said, enough's enough. I leave myself open to whatever comes in, and I will choose mindfully how I value it and how I respond to it in an elevated manner. That's the first step, changing within yourself. How you perceive things. When you elevate that energy, you elevate your perception, and you elevate it to a higher compassion and understanding of how everybody else might have that ability to render a perception. Not all perceptions are the same. They don't have to be. Well, what else do I use? I mentioned shamanic practices, journeying, soul level insight, but I also teach breath, movement, tai chi, yoga, dance, which all help with regulating the nervous system. Okay, but it's not just physical. It also helps with clearing mental processes. It helps with dissolving emotional blocks. Okay, I also use sound. I use sound therapy, frequency therapy, color therapy, crystal resonance therapy. I have certifications in all of these. I'm a master herbalist and alchemist, which basically means that I am intuitively and well practiced in utilizing Earth's natural resources of herbs, spices, plant medicine, you name it. Okay. I believe that natural goes into natural environment. All right. So if this body is natural, the only thing I should be putting into it is natural essence. What do you get out of this? I could be any person, but what do you get out of this exchange? You get the tools and guidance how to navigate through the challenge of feeling burnt out. Possibly feeling a sense of grief. life transitions, relationship challenges, loss of motivation, physical tension, emotional overwhelm, spiritual disconnectedness, or separateness. Simply feeling something is off. Okay. I help you bring back yourself into your balanced rhythm. What you do with that is up to you. Okay? Nothing I teach, nothing I show by example will ever be a benefit if you don't do any of the work within yourself. None of this work is to be construed as outside of you. Though your energy will bleed into outside external environment, all of the work that takes place is internal. Everything, I don't work at the surface level. I work below the surface. Okay? The benefits are subtle, but when everything clicks, it becomes super profound. And you end up gaining new eyes. I'm not saying new physical eyes, I'm saying new way of perceiving things with a greater calm, clearer thinking, emotional resilience, renewed energy, elevated energy, or, if some of you need it, a rebirthing of energy, so to speak. A lot of you end up having the inability to trust your intuition, trust your inner guidance, because you were told not to lean into it, but lean into your external environment for answers. When you don't understand something, teacher says, raise your hand and let me know. They are literally giving you the opportunity to receive their energetic input. But if you're like me, you didn't get it the first, second, third, possibly fourth time around. Why? Because it wasn't in alignment with who you uniquely were. Okay? You didn't fail. You just didn't pass the test that someone else expected you to retain the information of. That's all. The story of Thomas Edison. 2,000 attempts. Some saw it as failure. But Thomas Edison himself saw it as success. Why? Because he successfully found 2,000 ways of not creating a light bulb. But he didn't fail in the way that the world has crafted you to think failure is a negative thing. He found 2,000 ways, 2,000 solutions to how it does not complete the circuit to create a light bulb. How you measure success may be different than how someone else measures success. And that's completely okay. As long as it is in alignment to your unique self. You will know if it's not in alignment to your unique self because when you think of something, you will have a feeling about that something. And if that feeling feels low or elevated, then you know where you are in your frequency of that thing. Okay? That thought, that feeling, that emotion, that perception, etc., etc. A word that is exchanged. You can feel the resonance of energy with words and how they are shared with you. Some words, though it can be spoken through several different mouths, has a different tone, different vibration, different energy signature. How you receive it is how you respond to it. Not all conversations are gifts of clean energy. Some of it is embedded energy of their limiting beliefs, their insecurities, their doubts, fears, disbeliefs, mistrust in themselves. And I help you build a stronger connection to your inner guidance along your path. I don't walk ahead of you. I don't walk behind you. I walk beside you every step. Even if I'm not in physical proximity, I am here to support you in a way that you may not notice or observe it at this time as support. Okay? I will honor your path, I will honor your pace, and I will honor your free will. And this work that I offer is with integrity, humility, and deep respect, in service to your highest good and the highest good that you interact with all living things. All people, places, things, events, plants, animals, you name it. So who am I? I am Dave Drew of Clarksville, Tennessee. I am a master Reiki teacher. I'm also a master life transformation coach, where I provide you the tools, resources, practical exercises, and guidance to transforming your own lives from the inside out. None of my work is sugar-coated. None of my work is at surface level. It is always beneath the surface, and the people around you will notice the changes within you, possibly far sooner than you will notice the changes yourself. It's okay. Sometimes we haven't built up that awareness to be aware of the changes that take place underneath us. As you become more practiced and disciplined in the practices, you will build up a familiarity of the flow of changes that occur within you. Give it time, okay? It's a gradual process. No one masters anything overnight, okay? But if you are ready to come back into balance, I'm here. Know that your healing occurs when you are at rest, when you feel safe, when you know that your highest good is the interest of the service provided. Remember to not rush the process, but enjoy the process as your transformation unfolds and you come back into alignment of remembrance of who you uniquely are. If you would like to work with me, whether you are corporate, whether you are small business, whether you are an individual, one-on-one, reach out. If you would like a Reiki treatment, or you would like to invite me to your location to provide Reiki to your staff members, to you personally, reach out. Let me know. And I will look at my calendar and I will compare notes with you on your calendar and what works for the best availability for both of us. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me, message me, or email me. You can reach me on Facebook. You can search me up in Google. Phoenix Holistic and Wellness in Clarksville, Tennessee. I may not have the same image the day that you meet me in person, and that's completely fine. Why? Because we all have many personalities within us. And I wake up choosing consciously and intentionally what I'm going to wear for that day, what I want to wear to set the tone and vibration for that day. And if something comes in trying to distract me from that intention, I can look back at what I'm wearing and it will redirect my focus back to my intention, solidifying that intention to vibrate that intention out of me. I have helped many people with Reiki. Before it was even considered coaching, I've been there for people to release without judgment. I offer a safe space, non-judgmental, not going to say you're right or wrong, just a space for you to safely exist. Express as you need to express. I am not a licensed doctor, so I am not your doctor. I am not a licensed therapist, so I am not your therapist. I will never tell you to stop seeking medical care or to discontinue medication, though I personally do not take any medication whatsoever. That is up to you and your doctor. If you don't like what the doctor is providing you, you always have the option of seeking another opinion or seeking a doctor that's more in alignment to what you are seeking, such as maybe you're looking for a more natural-minded doctor or a holistic-minded doctor. Search for those criteria. Traditional healthcare addresses the physical symptoms, but does not address the root cause of the experience that you are experiencing. Reiki goes to the root cause. If you're experiencing low production in the workforce, if you're experiencing areas that you can use growth but you don't know where to begin or how to get to that point, reach out. Invite me out to wherever you meet, where you would require a workshop. We'll give it a small workshop, so it doesn't disrupt the production of your business of the day, but it helps to equip your employees, and I recommend senior staff being participant in it as well. When your employees see that you are equally participant and willing to go through the same processes as they, you build a cohesiveness, a rapport, and a trust with your employees. Don't soil the sacredness of trust. Reach out. And let's find a way to elevate the energy in your business. All right? Again, my name is Dave Drew. You can reach out to me through the platform of Facebook. My phone number is listed on there. I will probably be uploading this video to YouTube, Facebook, maybe some other areas. It's going to be too lengthy for TikTok or anything like that, but connect. And I look forward to helping you remember who you uniquely are and rise your vibration daily. Have a great day. Namaste.